Research suggests mentorship programs can help at-risk youth stay on track, build good habits, and avoid getting in trouble. Midas Football Academy is more than a soccer program. It uses soccer mentorship and community to guide children in a positive direction. Bayanle Arashi and Clanisha Babineau join us with upcoming events promoting youth, health, and community engagement. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, Bayanle, we met you in Sugar Land when they were announcing the FIFA matches, and you shared your story with us, and you've done some really amazing things in the name of young people, and it all starts from looking back at your own life. You're from Nigeria originally. Mentorship, you say, changed your life, especially as a teenager. Your number one mentor was your dad.
Yes, it was my dad, and there's nothing more than every time I have the opportunity to give him that credit, I say it every time that if he was there, it was very tough, but I think we all needed that at some point in our life, especially in that formative year, and that really changed the trajectory of my life, and it's one of the reasons why I'm here today.
Yeah, and you realize there are a lot of kids who don't have that dad figure or a mom figure. They don't have that parent figure in the house.
Absolutely, and beyond that, he also introduced me to other mentors that I'm also supposed to learn from, which is through books. You know, through books you can travel the world. Yeah. And I had the privilege of reading some amazing books from great authors, and that really was the foundation for me, and that's why I'm doing the work I do today.
You played soccer growing up. I am always a fan of children being involved in something that's team, something that's bigger than themselves, something that challenges themselves, and even when they don't feel like showing up, they feel that they need to show up for others. Yes,
I did play, even though it was a mixture of playing and also studying very hard, but it teaches you to know that, okay, you need to have a foundation in both areas, of course, playing and also studying, and that really set a great foundation for you. All
right, you served as a Texas correctional officer, and that's when you saw the impact of no mentorship or structure in youth, and it just kind of hit you hard.
Yes, so I've seen the good of both worlds, so to say. As a young person, I work as a broadcaster, of course, before working as a correctional officer, and as a broadcaster, I had the chance of seeing the world, covering sports, and of course, working as a correctional officer, I saw the worst of young men at really 16, 17 years old. And then I started asking myself the question, what can I do about this situation? I said, okay, rather than opening the gate for young people to come into prison, I'd rather be a gatekeeper, providing the pathway for them to be a success in life.
Wow, okay. So you created a prevention program through sports. All right, Clanisha, you work with the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, so you see young inmates at an age that is an age that matches your children.
Absolutely.
And every time you talk to them, they'll look at you and say, nobody cares about me.
Nobody cares. I just wish someone cares. No one wants to listen. Even if I'm talking to them and mentoring them, they'll say, you don't care, and then they'll look at me to make sure, is this really genuine?
Yeah.
So they're not used to having a genuine encounter with someone to mentor them and
you want to reach them before they get to that point, before they're so cynical.
Absolutely.
They're cynical with good reason, right?
Yes,
of how adults have failed them.
Yes.
So you're passionate about early intervention and prevention. You know, part of your backstory is you struggled with obesity.
I did.
And you know, I was a pretty chunky child growing up too. And I know how people would pick on you and the whole bit and how you felt about yourself. How did you perceive yourself as a young person, and how could that have gone awry for you?
The struggle with self-esteem was low, but I masked it with some type of confidence or me being quiet. I was always a fighter. So you can never tell that the self-esteem was low until I hit that mark of being bullied. So in the heat of the moment of being bullied, you can see that the self-esteem level was low. So now when I raised my children and I got older, I saw certain things in them. So I would try to basically motivate them to do better. I realized everyone is different. Everyone is built different. It made me jump into sports.
And the thing is, you weren't isolated. So many kids who get bullied will almost self-isolate to avoid being bullied. You were not isolated. You were in sports. You were in band. And I know I was in band as well. It provides structure. That thing I talked about, being a part of a team.
Absolutely.
And you could have, whether somebody else was bullying you or not, you knew what your accomplishments were.
That's right. That's right. So I have to dig down within and find it myself. We did have mentors growing up, but not anyone to just take you by the hand.
Right.
We can only teach what we know, right? So that's pretty much what pushed me to do that. So now that I'm older, I put that into children too.
All right, the mission of Midas Football Academy, kids 5 to 17 years old, sports and mentorship as prevention tools. You catch them before they fall through the cracks, dealing with various kids' issues. And one of those issues right now is focusing on health. We know that's a big problem as well. The CDC says 1 in 5 U.S. kids are obese.
Yes.
Not just a little overweight. We're talking about obese.
Obese.
About 14.5 million children. And UT Health says Texas is the 6th highest kid obesity rate. We used to call type 2 diabetes adult onset. We changed it to type 2 because it's not adult onset only anymore.
No,
it
it's
is
not.
in kids. And as we know, diabetes is responsible for so many things, like, the number 1 reason for heart disease, kidney failure, amputations, blindness. So if we can correct that, we save a generation.
Absolutely.
All right, you've got a 5K race against childhood obesity coming up.
Yes, we do. It's coming up on March 14th at the Brazos River Park in Sugar Land, and it's just a community event. We just want to create awareness, as you've rightly put it. We want the community to come out and support the initiative. It's beyond it being just a fundraiser for our organization, we also want to create the importance of healthy habits very early on in life, especially among children. And it just starts by basic healthy decisions every day.
Yes.
Waking
In
up
fact,
to
the CDC had said that this is the first generation that might not live as long as their parents, even though medical technology and science can help them live twice as long as us.
Yes,
absolutely. And we all know the reasons why that is, because it is either they're on the computer playing games or they are not doing any form of sporting activity.
Exercise, nutrition.
So for us, we feel this event is very, very important. It's our second one, and we are hoping that on that day we're going to have the community, the entire city coming out to support us and to make a statement about the event, to say, okay, we believe in this cause and we want you to be a success.
Yeah, and the money raised will go into the programs that you're doing.
And that's actually one of the main reasons for us. Whatever we raise that day goes back into our mentorship program. Last year we had a very great opportunity by Houston Dynamo and Dash Charity. They granted us the community grant of $20,000. We always give them that credit as well. Thank you to Houston Dynamo. And that fund went into our mentorship program. Now we are continuously going out to the community looking for more opportunity, more funding to be able to put in our program. This program is every 6-month cycle, and it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of volunteers.
I believe what you just said. I think it's just as an African principle. It takes a village.
Yes, it does.
A village. It takes a village. And like I said, that's one of the reasons why someone like me has the opportunity to sit down here today. It takes mentorship. It takes other people holding your hands, believing in you, giving you the affirmation every day, beyond what your dad or your mom tells you at home, that you can do it, you're better than that, you can make it, you can do something with your life.
Even if just one person believes in someone, a child, that can
all
change
it takes
everything.
is one.
All right, thank you two very much. Just a few miles on a Saturday morning can help fund mentorship, fitness programs, and life skills coaching for local youth. The Midas 5K race against childhood obesity is on March 14th at Brazos River Park. To register, visit MidasFA.org, MidasFA.org.